Sunday was for the paper trail. I spent the morning in the dining room, at my table, scanning every physical receipt I hadn't digitized. I organized them into a cloud folder titled Project Exodus. I then drafted a formal letter, devoid of the understanding Hinsley they loved. It was a professional invoice. I listed every major appliance, the furniture, and the cumulative utility costs I had absorbed. At the bottom, I didn't ask for money. I simply stated, as these items were purchased by me for my own use while residing here, I will be retaining ownership. Consider the years of unpaid utilities as my final gift to the household. On Monday, I didn't go to the office. I took a personal day, the first in 3 years. I rented a 15-foot box truck and hired 2 local college kids who didn't ask questions. The efficiency was breathtaking. It was logistics in its purest form. 10 a.m. The sectional sofa was wrapped in plastic and loaded. The living room suddenly looked cavernous and cold, the old indentations on the carpet where the feet had sat looking like scars. 11:30 a.m. The dining table was dismantled. I felt a twinge of guilt when I saw the empty space where we had eaten cinnamon rolls just 48 hours prior, but it vanished when I remembered Lydia's smirk as she played the fragile victim. 1 p.m. The heavy hitters. The washer and dryer were disconnected. I left the old, leaky hoses behind, a fitting metaphor. 2:30 p.m. The kitchen was gutted. I took the stand mixer, the coffee maker, the high-end pots, and even the designer toaster. I left them with one mismatched frying pan and a plastic spoon I'd bought at a gas station once. By 4 p.m., the house didn't look like a home anymore, it looked like a foreclosed property. I walked through the rooms one last time. The fussy fern was already drooping. I stood over it for a second, then walked past it to the kitchen counter. I laid out the folder. On top, I placed the printed spreadsheet with the $15,340 highlighted in yellow. Next to it, I placed my house key. Moving into the Coastal Executive Suite felt like checking into a sanctuary. It was clean, modern, and, most importantly, it wasn't haunted by the expectations of people who saw me as a sacrifice hitter. I sat on the balcony overlooking the ocean, the same ocean my family was currently sailing on, and I poured a glass of wine. For the first time in 8 years, the silence didn't feel like a vacuum waiting to be filled by someone else's crisis. It felt like peace. The fallout began on day 10. I had blocked their numbers on my primary line but kept my iPad synced to see the messages. I wanted the data. 4:12 p.m. Hinsley? The key isn't under the mat. Are you inside? We're exhausted. Mom? 4:30 p.m. Hinsley, where is the sofa? Why is the TV gone? Is this a joke? Did we get robbed? Call me now. Dad? 4:45 p.m. I can't even wash my travel clothes. Hinsley, what did you do with the machines? This is literally psychotic behavior. Lydia. Then came the realization. I saw the read receipts on the group chat I hadn't left yet. My father had found the folder. The messages shifted from confusion to outrage, and finally, to the guilt-tripping phase. My mother sent a long, rambling text about how heartbroken she was that I would put a price tag on family. She mentioned Dad's blood pressure. She mentioned Lydia's fragile state. I waited until the next morning to send my only response. I spent $15,340 to provide a premium life for this family while being told I wasn't worth a single seat at the table. You wanted me to be the rock, so I became one, cold, immovable, and no longer supporting your weight. Enjoy the house. It's exactly as empty as the appreciation you showed me. I didn't stay in the executive suite for just 30 days. I used that month to find a permanent loft downtown, closer to work. I sold the sectional and the dining table, I didn't want the memories, and used the cash to buy pieces that only I liked. Bold colors, modern edges, things my mother would call aggressive. A few months later, the requests for loans started trickling in via email. The credit card bill for the cruise had arrived, and without my utility contributions, they were drowning. I didn't hit delete. I just archived them. In logistics, when a partner proves to be a liability, you don't keep shipping them goods. You cut the line. I'm 34 and I've finally found myself. And it turns out, I'm not a doormat. I'm the CEO of my own damn life.